Hi, David Milner from The Shot, and I have just spoken with Bianca Webb-Pullman, a doctor from Port Phillip, Melbourne, Nam, who is on Greta Thunberg's boat, currently in Tunisian waters, the boat that was attacked by an incendiary device dropped by a drone, clearly as a warning to stop approaching Gaza. They are not going to back down. The humanitarian flotilla is about to sail on, and I had a quick chat with Bianca. Let's hear from her and see what she had to say. Cheers. Hello. Hey, Bianca.
Alright.
Oh my God, how are you?
I'm okay. Yeah. We're in here. I've just got back on the boat.
Okay.
And yeah, so we don't know what's going to happen yet.
So you're still in Tunisian waters?
Yeah, that's right.
And were you on the boat when the attack happened?
Yes, so I was fast asleep at the time. And where I was sleeping on a sofa in the main sort of living area, the drone struck right across, on the other side of the wall where I was lying. So I heard this huge explosion. It was just flames everywhere, and just everyone yelling. There were 6 of us on the boat at the time, and we were taking turns to keep watch. And yeah, so I was asleep, and 2 of my crew members were outside on the deck when this happened, and so they actually saw the drone above the boat, only about 3 or 4 meters above it, and then it was directly above it, and it moved forward towards the bow of the boat, and then it dropped the incendiary device. It was just a ball of flames, and yeah, so it was just panic. Fortunately, we were all relatively calm, and looked for the fire extinguishers, and the crew members were able to put out that fire relatively quickly.
I'm I'm just trying to picture the scene. It must have been chaotic, and no one's been hurt. Everyone is okay. How is the boat?
The boat's fine. It was really just superficial damage from the fire, so it set fire to a pile of life jackets. So there was dense smoke associated with that. We've got a bit of smoke inhalation, but there's damage to paint. It doesn't look like there's any sort of permanent damage done to the boat itself.
Is the impression, I guess I'm asking you to speculate here, but is the impression that these were warning shots as much as anything else?
It seems so. Obviously, they knew that there were people on the boat. That drone presumably could see who was standing there witnessing what was happening, and it deliberately went to the very front of the boat and struck in that location. So that would seem to suggest that it is, in fact, a warning. Um, However, whether it's a warning or not, it was extremely dangerous. We could easily have been killed. There were 6 of us on the boat. There were 2 Australians, and yeah, so we were definitely in danger.
You live in the Port Phillip electorate. Your
I
local
do.
member is Josh Burns. Do you have anything you'd like to hear from him or say to him?
I'd like to say to Josh that he's my elected representative, and I need protection. Other Australians on this boat need protection. We are conducting a humanitarian mission. We have come here to deliver urgently needed humanitarian aid to starving people in Gaza. This is a completely legal mission, and we demand that not only is this mission, this particular humanitarian flotilla, protected and ensured safe passage. But I also want to make a demand of our government to take action against Israel. The only reason that we are here, we're not people that want to go in boats, putting our lives at risk. We're ordinary people. I'm a GP. We've got people from all walks of life here, and essentially The reason we're here is because of 2 years of failure of the Labor government to take any meaningful action on our behalf. Our taxes are used to, you know, pay his salary, Josh's salary, and all of our parliamentarian salaries. And this has been, to my mind, they're not representing us. Also, our government is actually, arming Israel. So it's worse than doing nothing, essentially. Yeah. Sanctions. I want an arms embargo, and I want the Israeli ambassador expelled. To be honest, I just think that what we're seeing is disgusting. We're not being protected. People in Gaza are not being protected, and that's what it's about. That's why we're all here. It's not about ourselves. It's about Gaza. It's about a genocide of over 2 years. Realistically, it's not just a genocide of 2 years. It's an 80-year genocide with a 2-year escalation, and it's just completely unacceptable. And we need to end our complicity, and that means all of us. I mean, we have to decide what kind of society and world we want to live in. Do we want to stand? I've stood by for 2 years as a healthcare worker. We've in a number of groups which have attempted to, attract attention to the issue. We have contacted government multiple times. We have had vigils for healthcare workers. We've done what we can. It's time for our government to step up and take material action against Israel.
It's remarkable that yourself and ordinary citizens have stepped up in the face of such moral failure from all of our governments. So, thank you for
Yeah,
doing that.
governments and also international institutions like the UN, and you sort of wonder, what are these things for? The ICJ, the ICC. There's laws, there's pieces of paper, there's statements, and without any concrete action, what we've seen is that these things are meaningless. So this has to change.
It does. And one of the things that's been illustrative since the strike on the flotilla is the just the lack of coverage in the mainstream press. I'm sure that's not surprising you one little bit.
No, to their credit, they have contacted us. It's just been very difficult with the time difference and everything, to actually talk to them. The other Australian on my boat, Yusuf Omar, I believe, has been interviewed by mainstream media. But yeah, I mean, personally, to be honest, I've been a bit shell-shocked over the last 24 hours. So it's been a bit difficult. So this is really my first opportunity to talk to somebody.
Well, I do appreciate it, and I can imagine the shell shock. You have just been attacked by Israel after having watched that happen for the
Mhm.
last 2 years as well. That's very
Absolutely.
difficult.
And another boat was struck last night as well. So, this is what they've done repeatedly. We know that only 5 months ago they actually attacked the Conscience in Malta. So there's every reason to expect this is going to continue. But the reality is we can't just be deterred by that. Even if any one of these boats is taken out of action, the reality is that there were 26,000 people who applied to be on this flotilla, and more people will come, more boats, and there's just no way that the momentum will be broken.
So, what is the mood like amongst the flotilla now after these attacks?
Uh, Resolved. We will not be deterred, and our morale is excellent. We're really pleased to be back on the boat. That was a big priority for us to continue our mission. I mean, we're here to take humanitarian aid to Gaza. That's what we're here for, and that's what we're going to do.
I'm moved by what you are doing. How did you find the strength to do this, Bianca?
Oh, I thought about that. Realistically, I don't. It's more the strength to sit back and do nothing that was more difficult for me. I mean, I'd sat there for 2 years watching hospitals, healthcare workers, children, every institution in Gaza being destroyed, and that was harder for me than to make a decision to come here and do something about it.
That how far from Gaza are you right now?
We're in Tunis, and I'm not sure. I think it's about 10 hours from Gaza.
Is there anything else that you want to say to anyone back home
I
watching
just want
on?
to thank every single person who's behind us and supporting us, because I've had such positive support. And I know a lot more people would be here if they could. There's a whole range of reasons that they can't. And there's only a limited number of spaces on boats. So the support has been enormous, not just here but around the world. And I just want to thank everybody in Australia who's supporting us, who's behind us, and most of all the Palestinian people for their incredible resilience. And that's why we're doing it. We want to stand by them on this beach in Gaza and, reach out to them. And Palestinians in Australia have been incredibly supportive of what we're doing. And we're doing it for them.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah. So I've been reporting on this for 2 years. It's just absolutely broken me, So yeah,
it's incomprehensible and it's intolerable.
it is. They attacked 6 countries in the last 24 hours, and everyone's pretending that they're defending themselves.
That's right. Thanks a
Go
lot
well.
for being interested and in reaching out to me. I really appreciate it. Cool. Thanks. Thank you so much. I'll
Thanks,
see you
Bianca.
later.
Go well.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.